Hi everyone, thank you all for coming. We'll get started in a few minutes when a few more people come, but for now you can turn on your cameras and get ready. All right, I think we can go ahead and get started with introductions now. So welcome everybody to our June 2022 We Love STEM Demo Day. So as you all probably know, we have 2 demo days every school year, once in December and once in June. And today is going to be our second demo day for the 2021 to 2022 school year. And this is going to be our last demo day for the school year, where the students are going to show what they've been working on over the past few months in second semester, which is basically January 2022, all the way up to June 2022. So on today's agenda, we'll talk a little bit about the order of the chapters that are going to present. So the way we structured demo day this year is that we want every chapter to have a 5-minute time slot. So all of our chapters have been working hard over the past few weeks to practice presenting their projects and making sure they fit the time limit. So we just want to remind everyone to try to follow that time constraint, and this is the current schedule. And now Anusha is going to talk a little bit about what We Love STEM is.
So our organization is called We Love STEM. We're a registered 501c3 nonprofit that strives to create and foster an environment for kids to explore STEM and grow their personal skills. So we're really proud of all the variety of classes we are able to offer this year, from biology to JavaScript to cybersecurity and Python, a lot of fun courses to offer. And we're really glad that your kids have decided to join us, and really hope we've been able to create a fun community for them to explore their STEM side.
And this picture here is just a small portion of our team. Unfortunately, not all of our team members are on this picture, but you'll get to meet them today in their introduction. So we'll go ahead and get started with that now. So we're going to be starting off with the Katherine Johnson chapter, which is led by Anusha and I. And this past school year, we taught them JavaScript. So before we get started, like we mentioned, we wanted the parents and other students to get to know a little bit about the teachers, not only the students. So hi, my name is Ishani Das.
My name is Anusha Singhai.
And we are the co-chapter directors for the Katherine Johnson chapter. And we are both rising seniors at Cupertino High School. And I'm also the founder and president of We Love STEM. And
I'm the vice president of We Love STEM. Ishani and I are really happy of all the work our students have done over the year and these past months. And they've worked really hard on creating these projects. So we're really excited that they get a chance to showcase it to you today.
Yeah, and we just want to emphasize that we know how hard the students have worked over the past few months. Like, we've seen them collaborate, and we're so proud that we get to show them. They have the opportunity to show their parents what they've made over all this time. And just to summarize, over the past 6 months, we've been teaching them different aspects of JavaScript using a website called CodeHS. And on this website, they were able to make multiple games, animations, and they were able to learn how to create figures that are used in animations, like cartoon characters. So we taught them a lot of different aspects on how to use these elements to make real life games. So before we continue, we just want to introduce a few of the projects that the kids made. And these include making these animated characters and also interactive games like tic-tac-toe. So now we'll let the students continue.
Hi, my name is Taina Chabra. I'm in 7th grade and I go to Pleasanton Middle School, and this is my tic-tac-toe project. So the first thing we did to create our game was to create the grid, and then we made the rows and columns. We made different data sets to create this game and also made an array of circles to a random color using a random color generator. I also kept the background as a photo that I found on the web. So let's check it out. Can someone unmute their mic to let me know where they should place their token?
Middle.
Okay, and now the computer is going to place their token. So as you can see, it's right there. Any other ideas?
How about top right?
To make him go away.
And I want to win, so I'm going to click the bottom left. So the computer is going to tell me that I won, and if I lost, the computer would tell me that I lost. Thank you.
My name is Adya, and I'm in 7th grade, and I go to Kennedy Middle School. For this project, we all made a minion, and we took different shapes such as rectangles and circles, and we would set different sizes and different coordinates according to the minion figure. Lastly, we would use the default CodeHS colors, which work well for the minion.
Hi, I'm Romir. I'm in the 7th grade, and I go to Gale Ranch Middle School.
Hi, I'm Medicine Law. I go to Alva Vista Middle School, and I'm in 8th grade, and I'm gonna be a freshman next year.
Hi, we are Rumir, Edison, Kupton, and made with the assistance of Adia, Saisha, Tana, and Nushka. Our project is of the Minecraft character Steve, shown at the top picture, which in fact was our reference, and we used it to replicate the bottom picture, which was our outcome.
In lines 5 to 8, we made our hands by creating a variable called hand in line 5, and in the following line, we set the position. In line 7, we created our color using an RGB color picker. Most importantly, we added our hands in the end.
Adding colors makes a project. The color selection on CodeHS didn't have enough colors to replicate Steve, but it still looks like the Minecraft picture above our result. The face took a long time. We needed to make the eyes, nose, and beard. Since the character is pixelated, we made all the features proportionate. Hi, my name is Tina. As you know, I'm in 7th grade and I go to Pleasanton Middle School.
Hi, my name is Saisha. I'm a 7th grader going to 8th grade, and I go to Hart Middle School.
Hi, my name is Anushka. I'm in 7th grade and I go to Pleasanton Middle School.
And also, as you know, I'm Adya, 7th grade, and I go to Kennedy Middle School.
So hi again. This is our project of the infamous Disney character from Monsters, Inc., Mike. This is, again, as you know, Tina, Saisha, Anushka, and Adya. To create a shape, we use the lines of code on lines 25 to 29, which is at the top of the page. So Adya. So at the very top, we created a new variable, and in the next line, we set the position, and our variable was called left leg, and then we wanted to rotate it because it looks more realistic, and then we created a new variable to create pesto green as our new color. as a custom color. And then most importantly, we added our left leg. And if we didn't add that line, it wouldn't be there. So we also added music by pasting a YouTube link into an MP3 file converter and uploaded that to CodeHS, which is the coding platform that we use. We copied the link into our code, which is shown at the top.
Now for the body of Mike. We received our reference originally by making a Google drawing. We started by using a large circle for the head. We then used 2 thin rectangles for the arms. Next, for the legs, we used 4 small rectangles, 2 which were angled diagonally to look like knee joints. For his eyes, we used 3 circles, 1 large one for the eye base, a smaller dark green one for the pupil, and a small white circle for the shine.
To create the blush effect, we used 2 light pink ovals. For the mouth, we used a circle and then put a rectangle on top to make it look like a smile. For the horns, we used a different shape called a polygon where we enter the coordinates of each point of the shape.
The shadow adds depth to Mike and gives him a 3D look. We made the shadow by copying and pasting the shape of Mike and adding a gray color. Lastly, by moving the shadow to the left, we gave him a more realistic look.
Lastly, the color. The default CodeHS color wasn't accurate enough to the character, so we used a color picker to find the correct shade. Then we would make a new variable with the color hex and select that color for the shape.
Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this project interested you as much as it did for us. This was a fun experience and coding. Thank you once again. Bye.
Okay, great job. Those were so amazing. Like, did you guys see that? Ashani and I couldn't even tell which was the original and which was the one they coded. And these kids did it all themselves. They chose the characters, they designed it, they figured out where to put their shapes and which shapes to use, the colors. And we are super proud of all the work they put into these projects.
Yeah, we just want to say we're really proud of the kids and the progress they made over the school year. Because when we first taught them in January, a lot of them didn't even know any JavaScript. But by the end of the unit, they all had so much experience and were helping each other out. And they all came up with these characters on their own, like Anusha said. They picked it from their favorite TV shows, but they were all able to do it, and it ended up looking amazing. So we wanted to say great job to them. And now we want to give the kids a little surprise. And now we're going to be sharing superlatives. So for the Katherine Johnson chapter, we'll go chapter by chapter. So we'll start off with this chapter. With Adia Tota, we want to give her most spirited because in class, she's always so excited to go on to the next project. And she always has a lot of nice ideas. And she's just very excited in general.
And then for Anushka, we wanted to give her most dedicated because even though she had basketball this whole season and used to cut into her class, she was probably really tired after basketball. She used to come to her class every time and we'd always like, oh my God, she's so dedicated. Like, that's amazing. So we just wanted to recognize her for that effort.
And for Edison, we wanted to give him most collaborative because at first, one of our groups was having a little bit of trouble finishing a project, but then he reached out to the other group and working together, they were able to make a lot of progress. So we thought that was a really great skill and wanted to, celebrate that.
Next, we wanted to give Krutin most persistent because through all his moves, he went to India and he came back here. He still kept joining our class. And we always know that even when he goes through difficulties in his projects, he always sticks through to the end.
And for Romir, we wanted to give most enthusiastic because he's always really excited. Whenever he has a chance, he turns on his camera and we're just really glad to have him in class. He's like a very happy part of our learning environment.
For Saisha, we wanted to give her most artistic because she has such a great eye for design and she always knows how to make everything look so amazing and so pretty. And that's such an amazing skill.
And for Tina, we wanted to give her most creative because she always has so many great ideas. If anyone in class has a question, everyone goes straight to Tina. She always has something in mind. And when making projects, she always knows how to make them more individualized and creative. So we think she really deserves most creative. All right, so that was pretty much it for the Katherine Johnson chapter. The next chapter that is on schedule is the Alan Turing chapter. So now we'll hand it off to the next chapter directors.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Alan Turing chapter. I am one of the chapter directors, Ansh. Um,
And I'm the other chapter director. My name's Arushi.
this semester, this semester we taught machine learning, which is a very new concept both for me and the students. So that's what I look like. Obviously, you can see me right now too. And that's what Arushi looks like. Each of the projects are machine learning models based off of different techniques to predict different things that you've probably seen in real life. The first one we start off with is Titanic Survival Predictor with Kavya.
Hi, my name is Kavya. I just finished 5th grade and I go to Millbrook Elementary School in San Jose, California. Linear regression machine learning model to try to find the best fit linear line between independent and dependent variables. A line is drawn in a graph that are the most likely next outcomes. Linear regression can be used for figuring out the relationship between variables and is prominent in forecasting. Linear regression models are easy to train as well. My dataset calculates the probability of surviving the Titanic shipwreck. The probability is based on your gender, amount of siblings and or spouses, part, class, deck, town, age, fare, and whether you're alone or not. Based on real statistics from Titanic passengers, the model shows based on your values if you would survive.
So yeah, this is the Google Colab notebook that Kavya has made. Basically, this is the actual. So based off of certain, variables, you're able to predict whether the person actually survived or not. Basically, if you were to run this entirely, let's say I'm going to run this. No, here's runtime of course for all. A minute takes a while to. And basically each thing does different parts. This takes the data itself. These pop out the data, like each thing has important parts of it. This builds like the columns, this builds the actual data set itself, because this is actually a CSV file. This switches out. This is the actual probability. So let's say let's just a couple minutes for this to run. And at the end, what it would give you is a percentage, and the percentage is basically how close would you, if you based on these variables, would you survive or would you not, and what's the chance of you actually surviving. And of course, it's still loading. Okay, I will show you this one later to you guys. We can go to the next one. Next one is a temperature predictor by Davia. Yes.
Okay, so hi, I'm Davia and I live in Jamaica. And what I made is a Marvok model, and it's a model that describes a sequence of possible events and predicts them. And the model that I made predicts the possibility of it being a hot day or a cold day. Cold days in this model are encoded with 0 and hot days are encoded with 1. The first day in the sequence has a 10% chance of being cold and a 60% of being followed by a hot day. And a hot day has a 80% chance of being followed by a cold day. On each day, the temperature is normally distributed with mean and a standard deviation of 0 and 20 on a cold day, and a standard deviation of 15 and 25 on a hot day.
In short, basically what it does is it takes the temperature of one day, finds basically, okay, so you have a couple of days, right? What's the probability of it's going to be cold on the next day, hot on the next day, which is basically your condition distribution. And then the observation basically is what degrees are going to be what is considered cold or hot, and up to what deviation can be considered cold or hot. And if you were to run this, okay, run anyway. And most of the times, these models are used with very large amounts of data, which is why this is not really accurate. Because if it was accurate, we would be ending up crashing our computers, and obviously we don't want that to happen, right? So as you can see, this is basically going to be the temperature of each day. So the first day would be, well, 5 degrees Celsius, 10 degrees Celsius, 7 degrees, because with it having these kind of probabilities. And if you were to change it, it would change. With that, the next one we had a bit of a problem with. There were some issues with the code itself, but curious if you would like to explain what the project would do.
Hi, I'm Caris Ann. I'm also from Jamaica. So basically, I did a classification model, and basically, what the model does, it identifies the class to which a set of data will be in. So classification is a way of making a model that groups a bunch of data into a given number of classes. So a data set is inserted and then the data is read, and then the class will be predicted based on labeled data that was given. And basically it will classify different type of stars, and then based on the data given, it will predict the star color. And yeah.
That was all of our projects. This one, unfortunately, really was having some technical issues with the code itself, so we cannot show you what it actually does. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And Arushi, if you want to take over superlatives.
Yeah, so we kind of want to end it. You guys' projects were amazing, and we kind of wanted to end it with sharing your guys' superlatives. So all right, so for the Alan Turing chapter, we had a lot of fun with our class this year. So we wanted to give a few superlatives to our students. So Karis, thank you for being the most enthusiastic. When you came to class every day, you made sure to always start the class with a hello in chat or even out loud. And it really showed your presence, and we really thanked you for that. Teja, thank you for being, although you weren't able to make it today, we want to thank you for being most present. You were always early and on time. Davia, thank you also for being most thoughtful. Your projects were really creative, and we enjoyed you very much. Arman, he also couldn't be here, but we thank you for being very dedicated. You often stayed after to ask Anj a lot of questions, or you made funny jokes as well, which was really amusing. And then we gave Kavya most hardworking. And I saw this through her many projects where she implemented like various things of what we learned inside these projects. And I think overall, I'd like to thank you guys for being extremely creative with all your projects. It was really nice to see that you guys went above and beyond, and you always did what you were told, or even went above and beyond and made sure to ask us for help whenever you needed it. So me and Anj, thank you guys so much for this school year, and we wish you guys the best. So thank you. All right, now we're going to go ahead and pass it on to our next chapter, which is the Ada Lovelace chapter.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Manal Saeda, a rising senior at Doherty Valley High School, and I teach the Ada Lovelace chapter along with Charlotte. We have taught our kids many important and more complex concepts within Python and helped them create more intricate, unique projects and game development step by step. And our students are super, super excited to share all their creative projects that they have made on their own using their new Python skills. So this is us. This is me and Charlotte. And we'll start off with Rock, Paper, Scissors by Keshav. Keshav, would you like to go over your project?
Yeah, sure. So I guess I think you guys know the rules. This project you can play rock paper scissors with a computer. So which what do you want to do? Like which you want to do, rock paper or scissors?
Paper.
Oh yeah, you're also supposed to first put So it adds a little thing. My program adds a little showing that what the computer chose, and it shows that the computer chose scissors. So we lost.
Would anyone like to try another play?
Could I go? Oh, yeah.
Rock. Computer chooses paper, you lose, paper covers rock. Cool.
Wait, go rock again.
Okay, rock. Oh, Python trick it. Let us refresh this. Rock. And computer chooses rock, so we have a tie. Great job, thank you. And next up we have Johannan.
Hi, I'm Johanna, and in my program, you can find the different properties of shapes. So this program finds the area, perimeter, and the circumference of different shapes. So first, anyone can choose a shape. So circle. Okay, so yeah, we had to type in the corresponding number, which is 4. And for the radius, you can just type in a random number for the radius.
36.
And now my program will calculate the area. And as it shows, it should be 4,071.384. And the circumference is 226.188800002. And if you type yes,
That's really
you can.
cool.
Thanks. And if you type yes, you can choose another shape. And let's do square this time. And if you type in the side length, let's say it's like 4. Okay. And it shows you the area 16 and the perimeter is also 16. And this time, let's try typing no. And it just says okay and stops the program.
Great job, great work, Johannan. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, and finally we have Sri Harsha.
Hello, I'm Sri Harsha. I'm in 7th grade now, and my project is basically a pretty easy game. You choose a number from 1 to 100, and you have 10 guesses to guess the correct number. And you have to keep on guessing until you get the right number. So, anyone can type in chat a number or something.
35.
35. Too low. Okay, so I see 43. Too low again. 25. That's it. 65 is too low. 78. Someone put 120, but I don't. Okay, 90. That's too low. Someone said 99. Someone said 96. What? Wait, then it's like 94. Okay, it's 95. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, that's the old version. I changed the ending screen, but like it's fine.
I got it. Is that this one?
Yes.
Okay, we can go through it one more time. No problem.
Oh wait, no, it didn't save. Never mind. One sec.
No worries.
Let me just get the new link. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, let me just change the click me link. Okay, I fixed it. It's just changed basically the ending. It just changed the ending, not really much.
Sure, we can go through it one more time though. Okay.
F50 is, it's a strategy. 75. 65.
I see 70 in the chat.
Oh wait. It's too high. Too high. It's 76. 66.
Nice. Okay, great job, everyone. We did that in fewer guesses than last time. Great, so that is everyone's project. We also had projects by other students who could not make it today, but they also all did a great job throughout our entire Python school year. And it was so much fun to teach you guys and go over unique projects and go over all the complex Python concepts that we went over. So really, really nice to get to know you guys. And again, as a surprise, we do have superlatives for everyone here. Let us go over this for Ada Lovelace. So for our Ada Lovelace chapter, we start off with Ashrit. We gave the most creative, as he always has an innovative solution to all of our coding problems and projects. As for Johannan, whose project you saw today, we gave most dedicated, as he's always committed to developing unique programs and is always there at every class, ready to learn and make new projects. We also have Keshav, whom we gave most punctual, as he is always there on time in the waiting room, ready to go and ready to learn. We also have Sri Harsha, whose project you have just seen, who we gave most persistent, as she's always working super hard on her projects and is always making updates and making things better and does not give up even when anything goes wrong. Next, we have Ryan, who we have most enthusiastic, as he is always ready to learn and try new projects in class. We have Kaushal, who is most interested, as she is always engaged in class and works super hard on all of her projects, even as hard as they may be. And finally, we have Amrit, who is always active in class and working hard on all of his projects. So thank you guys so much. It was great teaching all of you guys and introducing you to the world of Python and programming. Thank you.
All right, so now we'll be moving on to the next chapter, which is going to be the Marie Curie chapter.
Hey guys, we're the Marie Curie chapter and we taught competitive math training, so Math Olympiad and ANC and a lot of other types of competition math problems. So I'm Yuvika Mukherjee, a rising senior at Doherty Valley High School.
And I'm Divya Krishna, and I'm going to be a rising sophomore at Edison High School.
Before we start our presentations, I just want to say that it was so fun working with our students and we had a great time. So let's get started with the presentation. First, we have a problem on geometry. So our students actually did make their own math composition problems, which they will present to you. So first we have Risha, who's presenting her problem on geometry.
Hello, my name is Risha Jane and I'm from Thomas Russell Middle School. I'm going to 8th grade this year. So my problem is in geometry. Casey was doing a math project in her school. She needed to create a shape and find the angle measure for angle A. The options are angle A, 30 degrees, B, 126 degrees, C, 25 degrees, and D, 17 degrees. So the correct answer is A, 30 degrees. So I solved this because first, you know that a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. So we do 180 minus 85 and get 95. Then we know angles in a triangle are equal to 180 degrees. So we do 95 degrees plus 35 degrees and get 130. They're supplementary, so 180 minus 130 gives you 50. After that, we add 50 and 40 and get 90, a complementary angle. That means the last angle in the triangle is 90, a right angle, because 90 plus 90 is 180. Lastly, we know that vertical angles are equal, so 90 degrees is equal to its opposite, and 60 degrees is equal to its opposite. We add those two together and get 150 degrees. So angle A is equal to 30 degrees because 30 and 150 are supplementary. Therefore, angle A is equal to 30 degrees, so your final answer is A. Thank you.
So next we have Snikita, who is doing a problem on number theory.
Hi, my name is Nikita, and I'm going to be in 8th grade at Fallon Middle School. My topic was number theory and counting, and my problem was there are 24 pencils in each box. Each pencil costs 45 cents. If Sarah spent a total of $55.97, then how many boxes did Sarah buy? Make sure to round the answer to the tens place. The possible answer choices were 5.6, 9.4, 5.2, and 7.8. You get 30 seconds to solve the problem.
I think there was an editing issue, but the answer choices are, so we edited it. So the answer choices are actually 6, 9, 5, and 8.
Well, the correct answer would be 5. This is because you would multiply 24, which is the number of pencils in each box, with 0.45, which is the cost per pencil, to get 10.8. You would then divide 55.97, which is the total cost, by 10.8 to get 5.182, and so on, which would then be rounded to 5.
And lastly, we have Yatin with a problem on substitution.
So hi, my name is Yatyin, and I'm going to go to 8th grade next year in Pine Valley. So my problem is on substitution. The sum of the two numbers is 27. The larger number is 3 times more than the smaller number. Find the numbers. So we have our 4 possible solutions, and A, and 6.75, and okay, so we have 4 solutions. So the correct answer is A, and the solution is like, first we'll translate the words like into like the equation. So x plus y equals 27 and y equals 3x. So we knew that y equals 3x, so we'll just substitute it into the first equation, which that means x plus 3x equals 27. And then if we add 3x plus x, which is 4x, equals 27. So if you divide 4x by 4 and then 27 by 4, you'll get x equals 6.75. And then, and then since you know y equals 3x, so you'll substitute the x into the y equals 3x, which equals y equals 3 times 6.75, which equals y equals 20.25.
Okay, thank you so much, you guys, for presenting. And now we're going to do superlatives.
Okay, so here are superlatives. So first we have Risha, and she has been the most thoughtful, even though she joined really late into our semester. She's been consistently coming up to every class, asking questions, and produced a really amazing project. Now we have Snikita, and she's the most dedicated, and she's been almost had a perfect attendance record since the beginning. She's always turned her work in on time and has always spoke to us and collaborated with us a lot. And then lastly, Yat Yin, he's always been the most enthusiastic. He's the first one to show a smile or turn on his camera, and he asks very thoughtful questions all the time and is really excited to learn. So thank you guys so much for a wonderful semester for the Marie Curie chapter.
All right, so the next chapter that's going to be presenting is the Sundar Pichai chapter.
So hello, my name is Vishank Chandrasekhar, and I'm the chapter director of the Sundar Pichai chapter. This year has been so wonderful, especially the semester. It's been so exciting to see our chapter students really get into cybersecurity, which is what we've been teaching. So today, instead of presentations, we're going a little bit out of the box, and we're going to have a Jeopardy game. So I can't wait for you both to see that. I think one of our students, Sashwant, will be sharing his screen. So here's how teams are gonna work. So thank you to, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna have two teams. So the Katherine Johnson chapter, the Alan Turing chapter, the Ada Lovelace chapter, and the Marie Curie chapter will be team 1. And for team 2, it's the Florence Nightingale chapter, Grace Hopper chapter, Srinivasa Ramanujan chapter, and Albert Einstein chapter. If you are in 2 chapters, then I guess you can choose one of them to go with and side with them to win. And yes, please rename yourself with your team number, just so everyone should know. And for answers, you can either answer out loud or in the chat, your choice. So yeah, let's get started. So first we can start with attacker mindset. Who wants to answer a question for $200? We're not gonna give you actual money though, sorry. Who wants to go? Okay, Kavya, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do attacker mindset for 200. So what does DDoS stand for? Do you know?
I'm unaware.
Could you say that again?
I'm unaware of the meaning of DDoS.
You can always ask someone from your team.
Yeah.
So team number 2.
Do you have any answers, team number 2? Anyone from team number?
If you guys don't have an answer, then we can also move on to team number 1.
Is it Defense Department of Security?
That's a really good guess, but no.
Good job, though.
It's distributed denial of service. So we are going to have Saumil Shome and Arman Raut talking about, explaining the answers. So do you guys want to go?
Sure. So distributed denial of service is when the attacker, it's a cybercrime when the attacker floods a service with just traffic to prevent users from accessing online service.
So our next player could go. So who wants to? What?
You guys can pick from any of the other comments.
So anyone from team? So anyone?
Okay, I see in the chat someone wants history 200.
History too. Okay. Oh, 200?
Yes.
Oh, 200.
No. Yeah. So what is the Morris worm? No, it is not a worm. That's my only hint.
I mean, you guys, we're not watching your screen. You can go ahead and search it up.
Yeah, you can totally go and search it up. It's not a worm. Yeah.
Anybody want to answer from team 2?
Team number 1, any answers?
Team
Yeah,
2
so-
answered oldest computer worm. Let's check. Let's see the answer.
Yeah, and it is one of the oldest
It
computer
is
worms.
one of the oldest computer worms. So
Good job. Okay.
Who's next?
Anything else? So we already have history 200 and attacker mindset 200 taken off.
Somebody wants history 400 from team 1.
Okay, history 400 for team 1. Where did the term bug come from? Any answers?
Bugs.
There were actual bugs stuck in code sheets.
Yeah.
So you're correct, yeah.
Good job.
Anything else? You guys can also
Anybody
go
else?
for 800.
From
You
team
guys can
2?
go for team number 2, team number 1, anyone?
Product for 200.
Product 200, okay. What are the major requirements for a strong password?
You need at least 8 letters. You have to have a number in there, capitalization, and then punctuation.
That is close. You need 9 letters, but good job. We'll still give you the points.
We'll give you that, I guess.
Okay, so because you guys got that, you guys can pick again. So team 2, do you guys have 600? Anyone there who cares about?
We have 400, right? Or yeah, 600.
Okay. Team number 1, team number 2. Anyone else? You guys can also go for 800 and completely beat the team. You have nothing to lose. You can still go. Okay.
Okay, since no one's gonna participate, I'm gonna let you choose one.
Product 800.
Somebody wanted product 800. 800, not 400.
I thought I clicked 800.
Okay. What are some of the best ways?
No, wait, something's wrong with it.
Just go back to panel.
Yeah.
What is that? Okay, so the question is, what is cybersecurity?
Anyone have a guess?
It's totally fine if you get it wrong.
And there are
team
multiple
1 is answering right
answers.
now. If you guys don't answer in probably like 5 seconds, then we can give it to team 2.
Protecting
Systems for
systems
computers.
from computer.
That
I
was
think
team 2.
It
Yeah.
was team 2 though.
Yeah.
I mean, team one didn't answer in time, so we'll give team two.
Good job.
Yeah, that's totally right.
Yeah, so team two now has 1400.
You guys can still catch up. We have more 800s.
Yeah. Team one.
Come on, team one.
Team one. I will start calling people out. Ishani, Divya, Hirschka.
All right, let's do network 800.
Okay.
Which one?
Network 800.
Network 800.
Network 800.
That's
That's product again.
What? Oh, I clicked on now. Oh, okay.
What is the CIA?
And no, it's not the most obvious answer.
It is not related to the government.
Oh, in that case, I put it wrong.
Okay.
You can still try to guess.
But
Is it not the Central Intelligence Agency?
No, sadly, no.
Is it confidentiality, integrity, and availability?
Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding. That's correct.
yes, good job. So team number one with 1,200.
Team one got a point. They answered it right.
Yeah, team one has
1,200.
1800. Team two has 1400. It's a really close game.
Okay, so somebody from team one wants product 800.
We already did that,
We
so
already did
product
that,
800 's already been done.
Okay, you guys can still go for history 800.
Or attacker mindset 800.
We can do history 800.
Okay.
All right, history 800.
History 800 it is. So who made the first computer virus?
Any guesses?
Bob
Is
Thomas.
it a cloner?
Someone said Bob
It's Bob
Thomas. Who was
Thomas.
that?
Good job, team one.
Whoever said that, wait, were
team
they
one.
team one?
Team one.
Okay.
All right, team one gets 800 points. So team one's 2600. Team two is 1400.
Team one is in the lead.
Yeah. So I think our last question can be attacker mindset. Who's gonna take it? Attacker mindset 800.
Or
Alright,
any
two?
number.
Team two claim attacker mindset 800.
Does an attacker continue? Wait,
What do you go?
wait.
Hold on, we
Okay. No,
have to get back to
600.
it. Technical issues.
400.
It's 800.
Just go
Kinda-
back.
Yeah, keep going.
And
Keep going. Okay. Apparently, we do not have an attacker mindset 800, so that's a glitch right there. So attacker mindset 600. What is vulnerability?
it's attacker mindset 600, but we'll give you 800 points if you get it.
Is the vulnerability supposed to be like when a computer system is not protected and vulnerable to attackers, cyber attacks?
Yeah, so I guess
Oh.
that's a good way to say it. It's basically a flaw.
I mean, you're basically on the right track. You could also, it's a flaw in a computer system, basically.
So if there's like a certain breakage in your security, like your Google, then it could be listening to you and you don't want that. Or your Zoom could be taking pictures of you.
That makes sense.
I think for the sake of
Okay.
time, we can try to wrap this up in about 2 minutes
Okay, so
to the next chapter. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so that's our presentation on Jeopardy. It's basically
Yeah, thank you all. I mean, this year has been, especially since me as a chapter director, I did come a bit late into the semester. It was such an amazing experience teaching all these amazing students. And I guess we can go on to the superlatives now. Ishani, would you mind sharing your screen for that?
Sure.
Thank you. So in our chapter, all the students were awesome. But if I really had to, get in and really think about who is like, most dedicated, most thoughtful, all this stuff, I would say Prakriti Sunil was really dedicated. She was one of the most dedicated students I had, always coming to classes, always, really getting involved with everything. During our demo day, she really took charge and she really put a lot of time into it. She came up with the Jeopardy idea and everything. So it was really awesome having her in my class, and it was an awesome experience just teaching her. Yarini, she was very thoughtful. She asked a lot of questions, and she also brought up a lot of her own life into the class, right? She really related cybersecurity to aspects of her own life, including how she does robotics and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And Charvika Chapadi, I think she was the most enthusiastic. She would always come to class, always with a smile on her face, camera on. It was just awesome being able to teach her. Samuel Shome, he was very attentive, and he'd always ask questions. He would always obviously come to class and everything, and he would really make sure that he understood the entire subject itself. And he also came in a bit late into the semester, so it was really amazing seeing that he could learn so much and become so attentive over time. So I've really seen these, and obviously the rest of the students were the most awesome students I've ever had. And I really think that this chapter really showed me how you can grow as a person just through a lesson, just through a course. It was super awesome teaching you all. And Sashwant, yes, I forgot to include him on this. I was supposed to, but pretty much it was just awesome getting to know you all. Shashwant also was very dedicated. He was always, pitching in, doing stuff like that. So I really appreciate you all, going the next level, really going out of the box. And of course, Arman, all of you guys were awesome. There's not enough space on the slide to put all your names in, but you guys were also really just awesome students overall. So I thank you all for giving me a chance and really being awesome students. So thank you. Yes, everyone.
Okay, so now we will be moving on to the Florence Nightingale chapter. So last semester we worked on website development, and this semester we began working on ecosystems and biology. So starting off, introducing the chapter directors. I am a rising senior now, and my name is Nija. And Gabrielle will take on her introduction.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle. I'm a Jamaican and I'm currently leaving high school this year.
And Arjun Bedi, he wasn't able to come, but he is a freshman. And so we worked on, as our demo project, creating our own ecosystems, and each of the students would end up creating their own fake ecosystem, giving a description of it, giving us the abiotic and biotic factors, and then lastly creating a mini food web / food chain. So starting off, we have Mihirs. I'll let him take the lead now.
Hi, I'm Mihir, and I'll be presenting you the tropical rainforest. The climate in the tropical rainforest is pretty warm and moist. It gets really hot in the afternoon, usually about 80 degrees. And most of the tropical rainforests are near the equator, which is why they get very hot. And it rains a ton, and it almost rains every day. And every year it gets 400 inches of water. Slide. Some abiotic factors are the sun, oxygen, carbon dioxide, soil, and rain. And the biotic factors are mangrove, evergreen trees, jaguar, sloths, fruits, buds, and twigs. Here are my food chains. So the sun produces light to grow the evergreen tree, and then the evergreen tree grows twigs and leaves and buds, and the sloth eats it, and then the jaguar eats the sloth. Another food chain I created was where rain also helps grow the mangrove and evergreen tree, and then they both grow leaves, twigs, and buds, and then the sloth eats them, and then the jaguar eats the sloth.
And next we have Shreya's presentation, so she'll take the lead on that.
My name is Shreya, and I'm going to be presenting about the taiga, or the boreal forest. It's located in the subarctic region, which gives it a pretty cold climate. The seasons that happen here are a short summer that's not very long and a bit wet, and a long winter that is cold. And the taiga gets a good amount of rain, and mainly in the summer months. So over here's a model of how it would look like. The abiotic factors that I have shown here are like the sun, wind or air, and soil. The biotic factors are all the creatures and plants. And here's a food web. And so it starts out with the producers, such as grass, and then they get eaten by other creatures, such as the rabbit, as I have shown here. The rabbit then gets eaten by other creatures, such as foxes, weasels, and the lynx. And of course, the lynx is at the top of the food chain, so it doesn't really get eaten by anyone else. But the weasel can get eaten by quite a few of the creatures that I've put at the top of the slide, and the fox also.
And finally, we have Yashika's ecosystems. I don't believe she was able to make it, so I will present her slide for her. So welcome to the Erza biome. It's a biome on the treetops. And so the climate, the climate here is, it is hot and moist. It gets around 80 inches of rain, and the main season is spring. Some of the abiotic factors are water, air, and sunlight. Some of the biotic factors are hawks, tree leaves, and caterpillars. So here you can see the food chains that she has. So she starts off with the oak tree leaves, which is eaten by the caterpillar, which is eaten by a creeper, and then that is eaten by a hawk. And then she has multiple other food chains with similar organizations. So that was the end of our presentation. And lastly, we'd like to do superlatives. Now it's not so much of a surprise. But yeah, so one moment. Okay, so although not everyone was able to make it, some of the shout outs that we had were Mihir. He had a lot of good jokes around, and he was always there making a lot of funny remarks all the time. Shreya was very attentive. Yashika was the most punctual. Ankita was the most responsive. Arav was the calmest, which is a pretty nice thing to have at class a lot of times. And then Adia had the best smile. And I'd really like to thank all of you guys for being here this entire year, making it to each of the classes, always finishing work on time, and being super responsive. And yeah, so thank you so much. And giving it off to the next chapter.
All right, so next we have the Grace Hopper chapter that we're presenting, so we'll let the chapter directors present.
One second, please. All right, this is the Grace Hopper chapter. All right, I am Laya. I'm a rising junior at Canyon Crista Academy in San Diego. During the past few months at Grace Hopper chapter, the students have not only been developing the skills in JavaScript game development, but they've also been learning some basic science and chemistry.
Hi, I'm Demaya, and I'm another chapter director. The children have been learning a lot. They got the opportunity to create their own code, and I'm a freshman and I am from Jamaica. So now they'll be talking about what they have created over the past months.
Hello everyone, my name is Ayan Patetti and I'm in 5th grade and I go to Faria Elementary. This project is called Color Combos and it flashes different combos of colors, which I think is really cool. The objects I use is some text, few rectangle blocks, and a background. The theme obviously is color combinations. The action is that the rectangle blocks flash randomly and showcase one of billions of color combos, as I said before.
Hello, my name is Charvika and I am a student in Grace After chapter from 2001 and to 2022. I'm in 5th grade and I go to Bryant Elementary School in Fremont, California. And my project is called Moonlight. So in this project, the moon basically changes color from white to yellow. And the objects I used were a sickle, a background, and a bit of code. The theme is the changing colors of the moon from white to yellow. The action takes place when the moon changes its color.
Okay, my name is Shomo Shom. I'm currently in 6th grade and I go to Union Middle School. So my project's name is Color Me. This project is about shapes randomly changing colors. The reason why I made this project is because I really like the function that randomizes the color. So I used that function to change the colors of regular geometric shapes. The objects that I have in this code are shapes and like a purple background.
Great work, guys. Now on to the superlatives. All right, first up we have Rohan. So Rohan gets the most easygoing award. So Rohan is like the most calm person in our chapter and he doesn't cause us any like problems or troubles at all. So thank you, Rohan. And then next up we have Shomil, and Shomil is the most dedicated. He's always so like enthusiastic about his projects and like the efforts he puts in to make his games look good. So thank you so much, Shomil. And then Charika is the most hardworking. She puts in a lot of work in her projects too, and she does not hesitate to ask questions, which is a really good quality. And also Ayan is the most creative and his projects are always so fun in the end. It really shows that he enjoys making these projects. So thank you so much. And everyone else, every student, thank you so much for working so hard this year. We're so proud of you. But that will be all for Grace Hopper. Thank you.
Great job, everyone. The projects look really good. All right, so the next chapter we have that's going to be presenting is the Srinivasa Ramanujan chapter. So I think both of our chapter directors were unsure if they would be able to come today because they're both traveling.
I'm right here. Sorry.
All right. So
yeah, I'll take over. Yeah. Okay. Hello, guys. This is the Srinivasa Ramanujan chapter. And throughout the past semester, we've been teaching biology. Unfortunately, the other chapter director isn't here, but we are both now like rising sophomores, and we at Lynbrook High School. And unfortunately, like none of our students were able to make it either due to like vacation, summer, you know. So here's our first presentation. It's about how fossils are formed. And basically for this demo day, we asked the students to research on their own for a topic and come up with like cool images and information and other like cool stuff that you can put on the demo day slides. So here are like 2 projects that they've created. So the first one, as I mentioned, was the ways our fossils are formed. And there are three different ways. The first one was unaltered fossils, where fossils are formed when an animal is encased in like tree sap, amber, like tree sap, and then like sap hardens, which kind of creates amber. And then we can like observe the animal inside of like the piece of amber. And this is like especially cool for like preservation, since like you can see how the structure of the animal like in the most accurate way. And the next method was carbonization, where an animal is covered in layers of sedimentary rocks, and the soft tissues turn into thin layers of carbon. And the final method was permineralization. And permineralization is when minerals enter the pores of dead organisms. And since the minerals cling onto the cellular walls, the organism that's dead like kind of turns into stone, and it's like pretty common. And here's our other presentation. This one's about reading Punnett squares, and Punnett squares are mainly used like to determine the theoretical probability when like in genetics. So over here you can see what is a Punnett square. A Punnett square in a diagram that is used to show the possible genotypes. And yeah, so then here's their explanation. So to read a Punnett square, you need to look at the genotype of the parents in this picture. So you can see the top genotype would be big B little b, and the left genotype would be big B little b as well. So this means that each of the big B, like each of the B's kind of represent a trait. And like if you have a big B and a little b, this would like create like big B's would be like dominant compared to the little b's. And like I'll continue reading. So the male pollen has a big B little b allele, and the female pistil has a big B little b allele. The alleles are split apart to make its own row or column. In this Punnett square, the dominant allele is B, which makes the flower purple. When there are two non-dominant alleles together, that makes the flower white, which is not as common as a purple flower, because a purple flower is a dominant trait. So when the columns and rows line up the box that is part of a specific column and row, it will have both the alleles together. So how to explain this would be like the first row and the first column, like when you match them up together, you get big B, and so on. So then, yeah, that's how you read a Punnett square. And now we'll go on to the superlatives for our class. Okay, for our class, we only have two superlatives. The two people for our superlatives. The first one is Caden, and he like consistently came to all the classes. He consistently asked questions, and he was like very involved in everything we've done and any projects, and constantly asked questions. So I think he really deserved this. And the other person is Danya. And she just had like many like amazing ideas, and she was always creative. Like she was like really creative whenever like we talked to her and stuff. So yeah, I feel like both of these people deserve these positions.
Nice. All right, so our final chapter that's going to be presenting today is the Albert Einstein chapter. And for this chapter too, both of the chapter directors are unfortunately not able to join because they're traveling. So we're just going to be presenting for them. So this chapter is called the Albert Einstein chapter. And over the past school year, they've been learning Python. So the teachers are Arjun Arya and Shubham Sheth. We have a picture of Arjun, and unfortunately Shubham wasn't able to submit a picture of him. but some of you may be familiar from previous demo days Zoom calls. And to recap, what they taught this school year was functions, modules, programming algorithms, dictionaries, and using them to hold data, pulling JSON into code, and using that data to help users achieve tasks. So these are all really common Python applications projects. So they incorporated all of these concepts to make different projects, and it was really cool. And unfortunately, their students aren't able to join either to show. But definitely, I think if you're interested in learning Python, you should join this chapter again next year, and you can learn a lot more from them. So this was just a quick recap of what they taught that, this past school year. And for example, one of the projects they did was a tic-tac-toe project. So what you kind of saw from our chapter, the Katherine Johnson chapter, was a visual tic-tac-toe. And then what they built was more of like a software-based tic-tac-toe. So this is just a picture of their code. And a description they said was that it's a fully functional two-player tic-tac-toe game using functions, lists, if-else functions, while loops, and other Python concepts. You can see the code looks really long and complicated, but actually internally it's just a few simple logical steps that is used to build this project. So yeah, this was just one of the projects that the Albert Einstein chapter made as a group. All right, and that pretty much sums up our demo day project for this school year. So we hope you really enjoyed getting to see all of our students and getting to hear from them. Unfortunately, a lot of them weren't able to join because I know it's the start of summer, so a lot of people already started traveling. And hopefully next time in future demo days, we can organize them in such a way so that more people are able to attend and a lot of people aren't traveling. But if you want to follow us for updates, you can follow our social medias. Our Instagram is at WeLoveSTEM.org. Our YouTube is linked here. Our LinkedIn is also linked here if you want to follow either of them. And you can always contact us at our email, which is admin@welovestem.org. And you already have the contacts to all of your chapter directors. So if you have any questions, reach out to them, ask in your WhatsApp group or your Google Hangouts group.
All right, once again, we just want to reiterate how proud we are of all the students, and we were really happy to see all their projects today. And we'd like to thank all of you for either being a student here or supporting your student and coming out today. And we hope you had fun. And if you're free this summer, we'd definitely love to see you this summer at our annual summer camp. We'll be offering a lot of exciting activities, and the link for that will be coming very shortly. We'll be sending it out soon to all your chats.
And something exciting is that we are planning to start in-person or at least hybrid classes from the next school year. We already started doing that recently in the San Jose Public Library, which is based in California. So if you live in that area, you might have heard about it. But we plan to offer it in more cities next school year. So hopefully you can start meeting your chapter directors in person. So if you are interested in continuing with We Love STEM, make sure to keep in contact with us. We'll of course reach out to you with any opportunities. And we just want to say thank you for coming. We hope you had a great school year. And hopefully we'll see you this summer at our summer camp. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So much.
All right, guys. Let me stop the recording.